Hello and welcome back all the way to Newcastle at McDonald Jones Stadium for a blockbuster clash in the second last round of Season 6. It's the one and only Newcastle Knights taking on the the Auckland Warriors rather, in what is supposed to be one of the matches of the season, really depending on who still has a chance to get into the finals. I'm your host, Will Kay, for tonight, joined by the SRL Commissioner, Lachlan Martin.
G'day, Will K. It should be an absolutely amazing match here. Both these teams should be desperate for a win to potentially keep their finals homes alive. Both these teams still have a little chance to make finals. It's a slim chance considering the games we've got to come this round. It's going to definitely narrow it down with one round to go, but whoever wins here will stay in the fight for finals. Whoever loses, it'll be curtains closed for Season 6.
Absolutely, it will be. And this is a very big match for two teams today. Two champion clubs as Mark Lee gets us underway. And a few shake-ups in the Newcastle camp this week. And that being, especially in the spine, it looks like Pongston's joined into the halves. Lee's gone to 6 and Crutch to 9. And that man who did so well in the mines for the Ravens last season, Johnny Dokulich, at the 1.
Yeah, look, I think actually every single position in their spine is different from what it was last week, which is, I find quite interesting. I'm interested to see how Ponkston goes in halves. He actually grew up playing park footy as the half, but then obviously in the mine system he ended up being developed into a fullback before eventually, obviously, the Knights picked him up and kept him with that. But he has a bit of experience playing in the halves, obviously not at this level, but at least at park footy and whatnot. So I'm interested to see how he goes today. It should be good.
Yeah, absolutely, and Dokulich, he was excellent as a fullback in the mines last season. There's a bit of issue there for Rashford in the corner, and he's going to be trapped. That's a beautiful kick there from the Warriors, and just placed it on the toe nicely. And now Dokulich is going to step through the line and get some meters and get his team out of a bit of trouble. But that was a very good kick. I think it was McCartney kicking there.
Yeah, it was actually a really good kick there. McCartney's had a great start. Broke the line earlier, and now that's a beautiful kick there. Under a lot of pressure, Rashford got on the ball, but the defense was just there to make the tackles down Borson. That's a really solid run there from Borson, working his way upfield. Both these teams, you can tell the energy around the ground. Both these teams really want to win, keep their finals hopes alive, and both these teams are showing it so far.
Yeah, Borson's, that was a terrific run from him there, and he's looking confident so far. I'm not too sure how he'll do in that 13 jersey, but I guess we'll see soon enough. He looks like he wants to make his mark on this game. As it's going to be Simons with the kick. Return, Simons! He's dangerous when he gets a bit of space in front of him, but he's brought down there by Alex Christie. Just before the 30 now. Playing the ball. White goes right to Hugh Snow. Gets a good pass out to Engo. In drawing in the defenders there. And he's brought down by Tua and Borson's. Oh, an awkward one to square. Oh, and an offside penalty goes against the grain there. And the Newcastle Knights gifted very nicely.
Yeah, well, when you make sort of mistakes like that, you can't pick it up if you're in an offside position, and they tried to pick it up. Refs blew the penalty straight away, was waiting for it. And the Knights get the first opportunity of the game. We're interested to see how Borsa goes to dummy locks today. He's had a good start there. He's a bit of a ball player. I actually think that's his position, to be honest. I think Locke's his position, and I'm really interested to see how he goes there today. I think it's a good opportunity for him.
It's always risky when you put a half in that lock position. In the mines it works quite well, but when you got the big boppers up in the SRL like this, it can be a bit hit and miss. I think if any player can get it done, any rookie especially, it's got to be Mike Borson. So as we go right now, David Knopfler-Gowie. Oh, he had Rashford with Paddock on his right, but he didn't give the ball away. They go left. It's going to be Pongston. Tries to put Tua over on his halves debut, but he can't quite crash over there as the Warriors' defense is going well. Here we go. Oh, is it a kick or is it a knock on? Referee's waving his arm in the air. It's going to be zero tackle, they say, as Paddy Corcoran cleans up that dog mess that the usually fullback made.
Yeah, look, it wasn't a great fifth tackle play there from Pongston, but I'm actually quite liking how Pongston's gone about this game early. It's been a while since he's played in the halves. Obviously, I don't believe he's done it at SRL level before, but I've quite liked the fact that he's got himself involved early on, getting a lot of touches on his hands, just making sure that, get the body moving, just make sure, if he makes some mistakes, move on from it. He's going to make a few mistakes today. I can already tell he's already made one today, but I like the fact that he's sort of just getting his hands on the ball and then we're making a couple of quality tackles in that set so far.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Nanai now with the ball driven back, and that is a good tackle there. As the Warriors get a bit of field position and just trying to set him up for future sets as Snow stabs it down to Rashford. Rashford steps one. Rashford steps to fullback. It's a foot race now. Rashford down the sideline. He's gone. No one's going to catch him and he's going to race away to put the Knights on the board.
Well, there you go, Miko Rashford, take a bow. I feel like it's been a while since I've seen him do that. Maybe it's even since round 1, but we know how he can do that. Scoring a hat-trick on debut, scores the try there, and that was just so beautifully done. Just beat a couple plays, turn bunts inside out, and Miko Rashford take a bow. If your team can't do it when you have an opportunity early, just do it all yourself, Miko says, and he scores his first try of the game. And the Knights take an early lead here.
And just his ability to turn chance bunts inside out there, that was huge there from Miko Rashford. And geez, he's just got that electric speed that you like to see in wingers. He looks a lot like a young Josh Adokar, honestly.
Yeah, I think I like
the way he runs.
Sorry to cut you off there, Kate, but I think I like him, Miko Rashford, sort of to a young Kevin Dixon. You know, when Kevin Dixon sort of burst into the scenes, he started as a winger. He sort of just... He had that ability. I think in his second ever game, he scored probably one of the best kick return tries I can ever remember. Beating, I think, 4 defenders, broke off his tackle for him to go to the line. Since then, he's been a fullback. I think Miko with, you know, Ponkston at the club, Doctledge at the club, might take a little bit longer for him to get into the that fullback control. But I do think at some point in his career, he'll make a full-time gig as a fullback. I think he's just got the ability to do it.
Yeah, definitely Rashford. He's just got something about him, eh? As Coda Diab breaking through the line here. And is this his first game for the Knights?
I feel like it's his second or third game. He's been in there for a couple of weeks, but Diab is really strong in the middle. That was a good run there, and I'm looking forward to see how he goes today. As they go back inside here to Docklage. That's a good run.
Oh, that's beautiful as Docklage now. He's going to be hard to stop. Chance Buns has a whole lot of man to bring down, and he somehow manages to do it. They go left now. It's going to go to Lee. Now to Dylan Murray. Driven back in that tackle as they're going to find the 5th. 5 metres out from the line now. As Horno King goes to Crutcher. Crutcher puts up a kick. Underneath it's Docklage. Don't drop this ball, son. Oh, and he does. And Simons just sneaks in behind him. And somehow the 7'2" fullback couldn't get to it.
Yeah, I don't know how Docklage didn't catch that. I think he just sort of timed his run sort of poorly there. And, or timed his catch, I should say. And Simons got up there. Made a brilliant catch there and just brought down the ball there. We're disappointed with that catch. Docklage was a beautiful opportunity to go back to back. But he's looking dangerous, Docklage. That was a beautiful run there. Nearly got away from Chance Bunts. It was for a last-ditch effort from him. So Docklage is looking good early on in this fullback role.
Yeah, absolutely. As we got Jaden White now going to Hugh Snow. Oh, spread it to Corkin straight to the line. Gets an offload as well to McCartney, who gets a couple extra metres now. 48 metres gain in this set. 5th tackle. Where are they going to go? They go left. It's going to be Hugh Snow putting it cross field again. They put it to Rashford. That's going to be dangerous. That may be fatal. No, it's not, as Chance Bunts brings him down this time. And, jeez, it's just dangerous every time he has the hand on the ball, Miko Rashford.
Yeah, he's just someone that you can never fully take your eyes off because he'll make you pay. He already did that earlier in this game. I thought he might have been able to get away from Chance Bunts there, but Bunts with a brilliant tackle there. Wasn't going to be made to look silly 2 times in a row. But they have to stop kicking towards him, I think. They have to go towards the other wing, surely.
Oh, jeez. Another line break here from Coda Diab.
Great run.
Jeez, he's just been, again, another level so far in this match and just making a lot of line breaks, a lot of meters. And he's gotten his team out of their own end. As we go Ponkston now, going to Docklage. Docklage steps one. It's going to be him for the line now. Chance Bunts brings him down. He'll be able to play for the last one here. 5th tackle, 63 metres gain. It looks like it's going to be Ponkston calling for the ball. It goes to him, and he just runs it. He runs it. He's driving for the line, but he's turned on his back, and jeez, I don't mind that last tackle play. He looked dangerous there for a second, Ponkston.
Yeah, just I think he realised Ponkston that he had Warriors defenders rushing up him, didn't give himself enough room, but Ponkston, he wasn't afraid to just take the line, take the tackle, not do risk something stupid, just take the tackle, get the Warriors turning over, force them to come off their own line, and they're doing that, but to the Warriors' credit, they're making quite a few good meters here.
Yeah, absolutely, as we have Daniel Engo now running the ball, and it's a good battle between the forward packs, quite a young one. For the Knights, obviously Coda Diab a little bit more experience, but people like Alex Christie and Quinton Cotter, Lachlan Turney, very young faces within the scene, playing in pretty crucial roles for the Knights. I guess we'll see how they do with a very experienced Warriors forward pack, as Joe McCartney so famously says, the best one in the competition is King's turn! Holiday King racing away, made something out of nothing, and both the wingers now are going to go coast to coast.
Sorry to do this. I've got to go for a quick second. I'll be back in like a minute or something. I'm really sorry. I'll talk after I unpause the game. I'm really sorry about this.
All good, all good.
Sorry, Dad. Sorry. I was just busy doing something. Sorry, I'm back. My dad made me lunch while I was recording. Came and told me it was ready. I didn't realize it was making me food.
Go have lunch, man. It's all good. I can.
I'll just mute myself while I eat. It's fine.
Alrighty.
I'll just mute myself. I went to Tim James and eat while talking. It might respond for a couple seconds, probably because I'm finishing swallowing food. So Jeez,
that was a good try.
That was a good try.
What is going on?
I'll start talking, by the way. So what happened? Hone King just basically ran the length of the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, too easy. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Wow, these Knights wingers. Beautiful stuff there from Hone King. Just, again, turn them inside out. Jai McCartney couldn't lay a finger on him. Neither could any of the Warriors players at Felden. Hone King. Length of the field stuff. That was a brilliant try there. Brilliant stuff there from the Newcastle Knights.
Yeah, these kick returns, these chases from the Warriors are killing them a bit at the moment. Chance Bunce, he's just got nothing on these kids. Just running absolutely rampant around him, quite literally. And just going the coast to coast. I would be a bit worried about this kick chase. The centers are kind of letting them down a bit at the moment, the Warriors.
Yeah, I felt like they're just Hone King. He just made them look silly. That's a second career try there, Hone King. It was just beautiful stuff there. Both these Knights wingers are just showing why they're so good in the Warriors. I said they can't kick D'Amica Rashford. They go, alright, I'll go the other way. They go the other way, and Hone King scores. I feel like that's his first touch of the game, thinking about it.
Yeah, maybe. But that's incredible there from Hone King, and he's such a talented player. I know that he had a probably not great start to the Mines last season, and then he started his redemption arc, as he called it, and I think he's well and truly made up for it, as now we got another line break. Jeez, these Knights are looking confident, aren't they? As Ponkton plays the ball in the 50. They go left now. It's going to be Sabbath Tour. Gets an offload away. Christie now breaking through the tackle. But he's brought down by, I couldn't see who it was. I think it may have been Engo. As we got Dokulic now through the line. McCartney's on his left. He brings him down the gut on him to bring down Dokulic, quite literally. As they go right now, it's going to be Borsons. Now to Crutcher. Crutcher pushing, driving, the little man, taking on the big man. And I think it was Nana he was taken on there. As Lee goes left, it's going to be Dylan Murray. High ball. Very high ball. Who's underneath it? It's going to be White taking it. And now it's his turn to make a bit of a run before Fredo brings him down.
Yeah, good stuff there from the New Zealand Warriors in the fence, but it's just the perfect setup to points. Just went lane for the field. Dokulic, how dangerous he's looked. You know, if it wasn't for the fact that he's so big and just able to be grabbed onto just like easily there, I thought it would have been a lot, potentially a couple tries he's probably left out there. But and if Warriors aiming up the fence, I've got to say Pongston have targeted him early on in this game. So far, I actually think his defense has been really good.
Yeah, I'll say that as well. Pongston's defense has been pretty impressive. He did get screwed a little bit by that random stat generator when he first came in, but I think that he's made the most of it. He's played to his strengths, and he's quite an impressive player despite those hardships, I'd put it as. Obviously, I think that leg tat is probably giving him a plus 10 durability. Just look at how tough that looks. Thank you to all the tattoo parlors in Bali.
Yeah, well, I think Pongston has had a great start to this game. You know, had a couple errors, but I feel like he's just playing to his strength, just knowing what he can do. And so far, he's been pretty good as he takes another hit up here, just getting his hands on the ball like we know he can.
Yeah, halfback's a great position to play. You make a lot of meters, you make the plays. You have less kicking to do than the 5'8", which is spectacular if you're terrible like I am. And yeah, as we said, that the 5'8" puts a kick up now. Lee, high kick underneath. It's going to be Dylan Murray, but he's tackled after the fact, and that is some good defense there from the Warriors. Just been a bit more resilient now.
Yeah, probably not the best kick there from the Newcastle Knights, but I'm actually really liking how the Knights are remaining calm. You know, quite a few things they've done today. They've had a lot of ball. They can potentially be up by a lot more, and all the things they've done haven't worked today. But they've remained calm. They're keeping it going. And as I'm saying that, the Warriors are putting in a beautiful set, so we can't knock this set because this has been beautiful so far.
Yeah, it's a bit of a death by 1,000 paper cuts, or so the saying goes, for the Knights. They're just kind of trying to just slowly chip away at these Warriors and try and get them. And it's rewarded them twice so far with 2 long-range tries. But it's all that stuff that they do in the line, close to it, that's really making these Warriors tired, and that's what's allowing them some opportunities. So we have Corcoran now putting in a kick. Who's going to be there? It's going to be Snow! And the Warriors hit back through Corcoran and their 5'8".
Yeah, just as I'll talk about how the Knights are slowly chipping away. They're sort of starting to, they're trying their hardest. If something does work, they keep calm. The Warriors put in probably the set off the game. And Corcoran, we know he has experience in the halves. Beautiful kick there. Ponkston thought the ball was going to bounce up towards him. Doesn't end up. Bounces back inside. And Snow was there to pick up the scraps. And scores the Warriors' first try of the game. And that was a beautiful kick. Great stuff there from the Auckland Warriors. And I've got to say, Knights have an awful ball. Warriors strike back. This is definitely a game. The Warriors aren't going to die wondering here.
No, they're not. There's definitely a game on the hands here. That was looking very good from the Warriors, that said, and a lot of promise, a lot of signs of life. As we have Hugh Snow now, and he just slots that one in to make it only a 6-point difference. And yet, never knock the Warriors, especially with the halves that they have. Hugh Snow's a very, very good up-and-coming player. You've also got the likes of John McCartney, obviously, at 7. He's moved around a couple of positions. Paddy Corcoran, terrific 13. And obviously, one of the greatest all-time chance bunts. He hasn't had the greatest defensive game so far, but I'm sure if he gets a bit more involved in the attack, he'll definitely have something to say about this one.
Yeah, look, I actually think Hugh Snow's probably one of the most underrated 5'8s in the comp. I think, especially for the Warriors, I personally feel like he's been close to their best player so far this season. It's never had an error there. I thought for a second they're going to say came with the Knights. In fact, they got lucky there, the Warriors, but just sort of played. I think if the Warriors can play to their strength, make the Knights play their game, I feel like they can do anything in this game. That's sort of what they have to go with, because their game is very unique to other teams' game.
Yeah, they're just going to punch through that middle. They've got fantastic forwards to do so. I mean, that's despite Snicko Bro being on the team, but they've got fantastic forwards. And they just need to utilise them to the best of their ability. There we go, Diego Makazi with a pretty strong carry. Another one here from David Barner. It's not like they have a lack of talent, but they just need to be able to use it, really, and get the opportunities to use it, because so far, most of this game has been through the outside backs, honestly. As we have Hugh Snow now playing the ball at the 40.
Yeah, you mentioned how it's good throughout the outside backs as they do a kick here. They've got to get on Hone King, but if the Warriors can make the pay for the forwards, I was waiting to see if Hone King was going to do anything there, but the Warriors can make the Knights go through their forward pack. I feel like that's where the Warriors can sort of win this game if they don't give the outside backs the opportunity, as that's a great run from Quinton Cotter.
Yeah, and while we say that, this Knights back has been insane this game. Coda Diab early was terrific. Now we've seen Quinton Cotter with a strong run. Ash Turner, of course. He's usually pretty solid, very consistent player. And the 2 second rowers, undeniably good. Borsons is probably the only question mark. But so far in this match, I've got no complaints about Borsons, the way he's been playing.
Yeah, I actually think Borson's been really good this game. He's had a couple of breaks, just settling it up. He's not being that too much link man that Little Blocks you expect from Little Blocks nowadays, but he is just sort of playing really well, I think. Playing to his strengths.
Here we go. Here's the kick here. I think that the center's been set up. Referee wants to send it upstairs, but I think Ponkston's put a cheeky kick in for Noffel and Gowie. Does it have downward pressure, though?
I think it's a try there.
That's
Yes,
got to
it
be a
is.
try. And we got the green lights here
And
at
I think that's his
McDonald's
first
Jones
try.
Stadium, and is that his first try, Noffel and Gowie? That is terrific indeed. And I think those two are mates as well. So congratulations to Dave O'Noffel and Gowie for his first try tonight.
Yeah, it was a really good kick from Dom Ponkston. Just sort of dummied, went himself, got into the outside shoulder and put on a beautiful grubber kick. Sort of bounced away. Came off the outside of the boot too. Just sort of bounced away. And Dave O'Noffel and Gowie struck.
Oh.
They've got a great combination.
Oh.
They played some...
Oh.
As Mark Lee gets the goal... Well, sort of explained this try already. You know... Noffel and Gowie, they came from the same, you know, neighbourhood in Newcastle, both growing up roughly around the area and played a lot of park footy together. I actually believe it was more in this vein of starting out as Polkston in the halves and Noffel and Gowie in on the wing, but he's moved into the centres today, and obviously Polkston went to fullback. He's now back in the halves, but they both know sort of how to play, and they've both been terrific today. I think Noffel and Gowie's played his best game so far this season so far today. He's been really good on that edge.
Yeah, he's looked like he was going to score a couple times in this match already. And now he's finally got one after, A, good kick, and B, a little bit of uncoordination from the Warriors defense, just coming off and bobbling, playing pinball with a couple of their back's legs. And Noffel and Gowie with their hands to get it down. It was a great first try for him. He should be very happy with himself.
Yeah, he should be. And it was a great sort of movement there. That's probably what the kick they would have liked from the Knights.
That's a shocking early kick there. Chance Bunce is just brought down just over the 50 here, and hopefully the Warriors can hit back in this set, I think, is what they're thinking, as they're approaching half-time and approaching it rapidly. As they go left now, Chance Bunce through the middle. Borson's good tackle there, and I think Borson's defensive reads have just been on point so far as they go left now. Now to Paddy Corcoran, Isaac Simons, taking on the line, brought down there by Sabatua and Dave O'Noffel and Gowie. As they're going to go right. Square comes off the head of someone, but they're going to play on. Not a knock on if it's a Falcon as Corcoran plays the ball. Fifth tackle now. What are they going to do? Jaden White goes right. It's going to be a kick. It's come off. I can't see where it's gone. Yigo Makazi has the ball. And they're going to get another set of 6, I think, here, the Warriors. As we got Patrick Corcoran driven back in that tackle there. As he plays the ball. They go left now. It's going to be David Barner. And geez, this Knights defense just rushing up as they do every single play. Hugh Snow driving. He's met by, I think it's Crutcher and the big man himself, Dokulic, is now, and an offside penalty. And you've got to argue, is that deliberate? Referee says no. And Dokulic is very lucky there to not go to the bin.
Yeah, very lucky there. I thought maybe potentially Sinbin would have been the way to go, but they're playing on here. The Warriors looking tough. They're playing really well here. They have to find points though.
They do, and they'll have almost 3 sets on this line once they finish this one. As they play the ball here, Simons. They go right. It's gone right again. It's gone to Chance Bunce. Buncey turned on his back over the line.
Really nice flat ball. Bunce hitting it hard, but good defense there once more. This time Potter and Borsons, I think it was. Great stuff there once again from the Knights. They're defending really well here for Newcastle Knights. One more play to survive though.
One more play. It's the 5th tackle here. What are they going to do? They go to Snow. Snow puts in a kick. It's going to come off the legs of a Knights defender. Marcuzzi gets an offload to to Snicko, but it's a hand over there, and that is amazing defense from the Knights.
Take a bow. You know, I've had a couple of things over the line, but now another error. They've got a 4th set here.
Oh my God, they've just got to score, don't they? Otherwise, it's just embarrassing at this point as they go, beautiful ball! And Aaron White has gone in. That is beautiful from John McCartney.
Yeah, John McCartney just inside ball, sort of a flick out the back, Benji Marshall type stuff, and he just Aaron White. It was too much for the Knights. They made too many errors there. Penalty, you know, they had a miss. Warriors kicked it and they dropped it when they were trying to recover, the kick. They then made an error after they got the ball back. Mark Lee, I think it was throwing an intercept. Then it was too much for the Knights. Eventually, the defense held them out for a good 3 sets, but that was all they could do, and Aaron White crosses over. The Warriors deserved that one. They tried hard for that one, and I think this game is going to be a massive contest. You know, early on I thought, no, Knights, they're looking on top. They're going to run away with this, but I think this past 10 minutes has shown the Warriors they're right up for this game.
Yeah, and I think that they're definitely in it. There's a lot of good stuff to be said about the Warriors in that kind of portion. I think that the main thing, although they didn't score in the first three sets, the main thing was that they didn't panic, and they completed. They completed each and every one of those sets. Although they didn't score on them, they completed, and they just taken that page out of their Knights book and just relaxing, just playing their game and knowing that good things will happen to them if they're patient. And, that came through that Aaron White try there.
Yeah, I actually feel like both teams, to an extent, have played really good footy at some parts. But this is the sort of problem with some of these lower ranked teams that can do it for periods. But, the Knights, they relaxed a bit there. Had way too many errors for my liking. And, I sort of thought maybe that they wouldn't do that sort of stuff. We've seen that in the past from the Knights, just make way too many errors in a game. They nearly did it there, but they ended up not doing it. And they did it there, and it wasn't great from the Knights. They need to be better in the second half if they want to win this game, because you can't make that many errors and expect the teams not to score.
Yes, we have a kick here from McCartney, and it goes deep. It's going to be Horne King on the kick return here as he goes. He's brought down by Aaron White. That's a good tackle there. Filled with a bit more confidence now as they go right here. As we approach half-time, this will probably be the last set of the half. And Sabbath Tua runs it up. We've got Ash Crutcher now going right. Markley now to Borsons. Borsons tries to offload, but he can't get it away as he's brought down just before the 40. As we go Sabbath Tua again, just running through the middle, trying to make his way to the half. Fourth tackle as they go. Now it's going to be Alex Christie through the line. A big man to take care of for Chance Bunce, and he's brought down there all the way just before that 20-metre line. They go left now. It's going to be Mark Lee. Puts in an awkward one. Daniel Lengo's got a bit of space. He needs to offload the ball here, but no. That's going to take us to half. It's the Knights with an 18-12 lead. We'll see you very shortly.
From video editing to thumbnail design, Flow Managing covers all of your YouTube and social media needs, relieving the stress of finding creative workers and giving you more time to be creative yourself. Why wait? Join Flow Managing and we will work for you.
Welcome back to SRL TV, and it's a pretty impressive match so far, if I say so myself. A 30-point affair with 18 going to the Knights and 12 to the Warriors in that first half. And I'm looking forward to the second half as it determines who still has an opportunity to play in the finals for the SRL. And wow, I thought that early on there, Lachlan, the Knights were looking very strong, but the Warriors, they've hit back and they're right back in this game here.
Yeah, the Knights have started very strong, but I think that in that just, second sort of period of that first half, the Warriors really hit it, and it was a very good end to that first half by the Warriors.
Yeah, and neither team here is really looking like they've got this game not in control, but kind of dominated. I think that definitely that first 20 or so minutes, it looked like the Knights were going to run away with it. But this Warriors side, it's something. They've got a pulse, and that's shown as Borsons now puts in the kick. That's a good kick down to Cooper Gronk, who's going to step one. And yeah, it's just been impressive. As we have a couple changes here, the Knights, they've moved Dokulich off the field now. He's no longer playing at the fullback. I'm not sure if he's tweaked something or he's injured himself somehow. Or maybe this is a prepped game plan. Pongston's gone in back to that fullback position. And in the halves, we now have Matthew Vaughan at that halfback role. I think that's a good little switch there from the Knights.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I actually, to be honest, I would have liked to see them go a full game with Dokulich at fullback, but I'm not really sure. And I guess Dokulich has been probably the best player at comeback on in the middle. He's worked really well when he's come back on. Like, very, very well. So I understand why they've put him off. And I guess if you're going to put him off, that's the only way to really do it. There's no one else other than maybe Mika that I'd probably consider throwing at fullback, but I think that's definitely shown what their plan is. Polkston back to the back row. I like that. I think Polkston's very good. It's still got a solid option there. An intercept. Wonky
terrible intercept there.
Aaron White read it perfectly, and the Warriors now have an opportunity here.
After what was a pretty poor defensive start from Aaron White, and he's just lifted to another level now, and he's scored one try for them. And he's just looking ever so confident. all around the field here as we have John Nanai playing the ball. They go left now. It's David Barner. Driving towards this line. 5 minutes out. The Warriors with a great opportunity for points on the board. Oh, and smashed with the ball, but McCartney's going to go through. Puts the dummy on to tease them a little bit. And this game is going to be tied right up pending a kick.
Yeah, it just shows how you can pay if you don't get on the bouncing ball. You know, ball bounces around, struck from McCartney's lap, and he had outside defenders just dummied in Veretto. Poor read there from Veretto. You know, I feel like if he had passed it, he has not, so I feel like Veretto's job should have been to stay on McCartney there, but he just didn't, and slices straight through the middle with a dummy. And that was a little bit too easy for the Warriors, and just like that, we're going to be 18-all. This game is definitely, I feel like we could be going for longer than 80 minutes here today, to be honest.
We may very well maybe, and yeah, that's impressive there from John McCartney. Beautiful, quick wittiness, you know, just heads up footy. Sees that there's a massive gap and just splits it straight. I think he was just dummying to Alex Christie, I think it was, just pretending he was going to pass it off to him, teasing him a little bit, just taunting him. But I think that was a very impressive little set there from the Warriors, and it pretty much came from nothing.
Yeah, well, it started from the Aaron White intercept, and that intercept there was very well read by Aaron White. They tried to do a short side play. Aaron White knew what they were doing. He's seen this play before. But you know that lots of players love to do it in the SRL. He read it well, just stuck his arm out, caught the ball. Obviously, those defenders there waiting for him to tackle him, but it ends up leading to the Knights try. And I think it was a perfectly timed intercept there from Aaron White. Good job for him. He's had a great game so far, Aaron White.
Absolutely. You know, Aaron White, like I said, he's more than redeemed himself for a couple of missed tackles early in the game. He's done more than enough effort to make up for it in this game and probably the rest of the season. Although we only have one more round, unless the Warriors get into finals, which, by the way, they're playing. They have, although a small one, a chance if they somehow pull this off and beat the Knights.
Yeah, well, they nearly beat the I think it was a Storm last week. They nearly beat them. There's Horne King. This might be a try here, in fact.
As we got Horne King through the line. Bit of pizzazz now, but Chance Bunce wraps him up just before the 10. As he's going to play the ball, it's going to be going left. Shifting it. Oh, a big hit there, put on Quinton Cotter. As he's going to play the ball now. They go right again. It's Matthew Vaughan with the ball. Couldn't spread it to Miko Rashford, and he'll be disappointed with that one. As they go left now, Borsins to Sabbath Tour, driven back in this tackle. This Warriors defense, very resilient. As we go left now, it's going to just be the crash play. Lachlan Tierney trying to go over the top of them, but he's got no such success there. As we have now Ash Crutcher going left. It's going to be a bit of a floating ball. And driven back on the last. That is a beautiful tackle, and Mark Lee is going to have to turn that ball over.
Yeah, but a little bit disappointed last play from the Knights. Didn't give himself enough room there, Mark Lee, and unfortunately, at last, to their credit, the Warriors, although they have conceded 80 points, their goal line defense has actually been really impressive today. It's just been they've had a few moments that have slipped up that have led to most of the the Newcastle Knights tries, which I think is quite impressive from Warriors' part. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've Marcus Square playing the ball. And now with the run. And these Warriors, they're going to go for an early kick here. John McCartney looking for a 40-20. Oh, it's got the angle. Does it have the run? Oh, it does. But Ponkston just takes it before it can go out anyway. And either way, that's exactly the result that they wanted there, the Warriors.
Yeah, I think Ponkston, he tried to flick it back infield, but he just couldn't get it in time. And eventually it means that the Warriors have a beautiful opportunity here to potentially take the lead. They've started this second half absolutely perfectly, the Warriors. Brilliant stuff.
And I can't fault Joe McCartney's game. He's been terrific so far. He set up that beautiful Aaron White try earlier. He's got a try of his own. And now he's kicked a very crucial kick as Hugh Snow picks up the loose ball there. Joe McCartney's been a superstar tonight for the Warriors.
Yeah, I can't agree more. He's been probably the best player so far. And, you know, he'd be looking to set up here.
Absolutely. So we've got Corcoran now going to Snow. Snow puts Barner through. Silky smooth hands. And the Warriors are in the lead for the first time in the match.
And you won't believe it, David Barner to take a bow. He's broken the try-scoring drought. It's the longest one currently in SRL. Hasn't scored since Season 2 where he scored 4 tries in that season. And that was his last time he was on the scoring sheet. But he breaks it. He's over, and he's broken a try-scoring drought. Congratulations, David Barter.
Beautiful stuff there. And once again, it's that young half, Hugh Snow, the man with the kicking duties, that just put him through. That was silky smooth. And just, he ran his line perfectly there, Barner.
Yeah, it was a really good ball. It's sort of just a soft pass, just ran into it, and the gap just opened up for Barter. They'd rushed up on the outside backs, thinking it was going towards Marcus Square, and I think it was Isaac Simons potentially on that wing, but instead it just went short there to Barter, and the man goes over untouched to break his try-scoring drought. It's been a long time between drinks for David Barter. Tryless in Season 3, 4, and 5, but with 2 rounds remaining in Season 6, he gets his first try in a long time. In a very long time.
Very long time. And yeah, that's terrific stuff from him. And Hugh Snow just finding the metalwork on that one. It's only been a 4-point lead now, and still a very tight game, but with the way the Warriors are playing at the moment, it doesn't look like they're going to slow down. Second tackle, 35 out from their own line. We've got Joe McCartney now, goes to the line. Intercept here from Sabatua. May he get away? No, he won't. Brought down by Hugh Snow. Beautiful defensive effort there from the half. As they go left now, it's going to be Borsons. Borsons spreads it to Vredo. Vredo trying to crash over the line. No such luck. This big pack's got him wrapped up as they go Lee. Now to Quinton Cotter. Driven back in that one. Crutcher now with the ball. He goes. It's going to be Mark Lee. Now to Sabatua, the man that got the intercept, trying to score now. It looks like they're just going to use their forwards here, the Knights, and it's not a bad idea at all, as they go left now. Oh, awkward pass. Hit off the ball there. They were calling for a penalty, but no such luck. And I can't see who it was, but it looks like he was turned on his back over the line. It was Mark Lee, in fact.
Just trying to find the line. Wasn't over there. I don't know what the ref's checking there. Maybe just wanted to double, triple check it, but they've got one last play at the Knights. The Warriors' defense, though, once again, has been really good on the line.
Yeah, absolutely it has, as we got a high kick here from Noffel and Gowie. That's a perfectly weighted kick. Tap back now. Oh, and Ponkston's got that! Back at fullback, and John Ponkston strikes.
Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant stuff there from Dom Ponkston. Absolutely terrific. He's back at the fullback role. Yeah, definitely if that was Dockledge, he would have scored anyway, but he just does his job. Went from the half, back to fullback now, and he's a very versatile player, Ponkston. He's started in the centres, moved to fullback late last season. Now, this season, made a move to the half. Still playing fullback in this game, though, and he's a very versatile player, Ponkston. It was a great try there from the Newcastle fullback.
Yeah, so like I've said before, the Flying Mohawk getting low on that one to collect the ball, and once again in the lead. Beautiful kick from Mark Lee out wide, just to tie it up. Not to tie it up, to put it back in the lead. And 24-22 is the score. The Warriors trailing.
Yeah, good stuff there. They're up by 2 now for Warriors. That missed conversion could come back to bite them, especially if this game goes down to the wire. And McCartney was the one that threw the intercept. Hasn't set a foot wrong all game, but he'll be disappointed with that pass. Probably, risk it. Got a bit too handsy there. Just thought he could risk it. Probably shouldn't have thrown that one. And now the Knights have the ball, but this defense from the Warriors keeping them down their own end. Great stuff here so far.
Absolutely. So Pete Vredo running the ball there. It's going to be Ash Crutcher with the dummy half duties. He goes to Lee. Awkward pass there. Quinton Cotter somehow gets it. Now breaks the line. Good effort there from Quinton Cotter. So we've got 4th tackle. They go left. It's going to be an early kick here. Mark Lee on the 4th. Kicks it within his own 40, and it's just finding a bit of space out the back for Chance Bunce to run straight through. Now it's 1-on-1. Ponkston, Bunce, I can't see who was chasing. I think it was Noffel Gowie. Comes around the legs and helps out Ponkston. But he's looking dangerous there for a sec. Chance Bunce. They go right now. Hugh Snow goes to keep. Awkward one, and it's a bit of a mix-up. Error goes, and Vredo cleans it up. 0 tackle is going to be where the Knights start their set.
Yeah, that was disappointing there. Just confusion after Bud's made the break, and it just lands in the lap of Vredo. I'm disappointed that the Warriors, they haven't let too many opportunities go today, but that one was an opportunity they let go, and now the Knights have the ball back up. What could have been a dangerous set there for the Newcastle Knights. Had the Warriors had decent ball there. Is now a penalty This is not helping the Warriors' cause.
No, it isn't. I couldn't see who it was, but a held-in tackle penalty. Going the way of the Knights at this point in the game could be crucial. This is really the tipping point right before the subs come on, right before the lock goes off. You know, it could be crucial if they score here. As we've got Pete Vredo now with the ball. He's going to run it to the 20. The early start as Mark Lee just juggled the ball for a second and had to run it there as Mark Lee's going to play the ball. Ash Crotcher goes left. Quinton Cotter with the ball, taking it all the way to the 10 now. They've just been driving these forwards and just making those post-contact meters. This is Vaughan now. Himself making some post-contact meters. Fourth tackle. What's going to go? It goes left. Lee, inside ball, looks forward. Referee says he's happy with it. I thought he was quarterbacking there for a second. As they go left now, it's Mark Lee. Awkward grabber kick to himself. And Mark Lee, you are a superstar.
Yeah, he had Matthew Vaughan waiting in the back pocket. I think Matthew Vaughan was expecting to be the play to put the ball, but instead he just takes it and puts it on the outside of his boot there, and it just bounces up nicely for him. Just brilliant there from Mark Lee. Just look at that. White.
That is the worst grubber kick ever to lead to a try.
It has to be. I think Mark Lee, I'm not sure if he played that or what, but
that's gone 2 meters.
We could. I just got to point out the fact that Jada one, I think it was John Nanai there, just needed to do better there on the grub kick. He put it in, and they just were watching Mark Lee. I'm not sure what they were doing. Maybe they wanted to tackle him instead of risking diving on and knocking on, but that wasn't what they needed to do. They just needed to get on the ball, and Mark Lee picks it up, and you know, the Warriors' mistake is Mark Lee's gain. Is now the Knights extend the lead back out to 8 points.
Yeah, and that was a piece of play there, wasn't it? And geez, something phenomenal from Mark Lee. Not getting the kick easy, of course. But I just didn't expect it. You know, you very rarely see a half kick to himself, but more rarely you see him kick it probably a meter, maybe 2, and still get the try. It's quite something to watch. I'm surprised he didn't get hit off the ball.
Yeah, he just sort of, I think he just sort of, I refuse to believe he deliberately kicked it like that, and when he did miskick it, but, you know, he's a very instinctual player, Mark Lee. You know, he saw what he had done, but he's not going to die wondering. He made the mistake, picked up the ball and just went himself, and it ended up being a brilliant try.
Absolutely. As we got now, Pongston stepping around in the middle. Brought down there by the one and only Marcus Square. As we have Miko Rashford down the sideline, tries to take on Bunce, and he gets taken down there in that one. The Knights looking to continue this campaign as they go left now. Matthew Vaughan. Jeez, he's strong for a half, isn't he, Matthew Vaughan? As they go, it's going to be Crutcher now, left. Borson's putting in a kick. He's got a couple more minutes on the field before he goes off. We've got Gronk now, and he's going to be brought down comfortably there.
Good kick chase there by the Newcastle Knights after a great kick, and now the Warriors under pressure. They started probably the better team in the second half, the Warriors, but since, you know, the Knights have scored took the lead, they haven't really looked like taking a backward step, and the Warriors just under a little bit of pressure now.
As we got David Barner brought down just before the 50. Fourth tackle now. The Warriors need to spark something, and they need to spark something soon as Daniel Ango just drives, pushes, and fights his way to the 40 there. As he played the ball. They go left now. It's going to be Hugh Snow putting in a stab over the back. Now Miko Rashford. Rashford stepping one! Can't get away there from, I think it was Hugh Snow. And he's been looking dangerous every time he has the ball, but I think they've learnt their lesson, the Warriors.
Yeah, they know how dangerous they can be, but they're definitely getting on their wingers now. They've still had a little bit of space, but since they scored the sort of opening 2 tries, the Knights, their wingers haven't had much space. They're definitely getting on them now. I understand how dangerous they can be. Although, as I say that, great run there from Rashford.
He's got some feet on him, eh? He's got some wheels. As Rashford goes left now, Vaughan pushing, driving, turned on his back. Fifth tackle now. They find themselves just a little bit over 20 metres out. Could put a bomb kick up here if they think they have the range, and Christie's just going to run it. He's just going to do it for the violence of it. And he gets a good way, and that's not a bad play, just trying to keep the Warriors down this end, but he just ran it, and just absolutely, I didn't see who it was, but he's pummeled them in the tackle in that fend.
Yeah, I was a bit worried when I saw Christie ended up with it on the last. Like, I don't think he'll be kicking it. And he said, you're right, I won't be kicking it. I'll just run it hard and straight. And he just absolutely pummeled someone. And, well, now the Warriors, the Knights seem like they're trying to defend their lead rather than going for all points. But I get the feeling of how many tries we've seen in this game. 30 points isn't going to be enough to win it. I have just a feeling.
No, it's not, as we have Saratua with the ball as he's brought down. Playing the ball. They go left now. Going to Christie. Who's going to be brought down there. And just not much going on this set so far, as the commentator's curse is almost inevitably going to happen. And as I say that, Ponkston through the line! Ponkston through the line! Can't get away from Bunce once again. But it's true. the commentator's curse is a real thing, obviously, as we go left. Rashford now with the ball. 30 metres out from the try line. They got one more tackle, or rather 2 more tackles, to try and get closer. As we go, Mark Lee there. He's just going to drive it and try and make his team a little bit closer. There's just a bit under 12 minutes left on the clock. As we go, Christie, high ball. Where's that one going to? That's a very high kick. Where's it going to land? It's going to land. It's going to land in Bunce's lap. Bunce is away. Crutches chasing, but I don't think he's going to catch him. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. The skipper's going to score.
Well, I mentioned Christie shouldn't be kicking, and he still shouldn't be kicking because he put up actually pretty decent bomb, but then no chases at all on Bunce. I don't even know if he got touched in that 100-meter run. He just absolutely made that look like easy work. Any decent, even half-decent fullback is going to make you pay for that one because there was no kick chase at all. And Chance Bunce. That's what gets him the big bucks. That's why he's their captain. And that was a brilliant try there.
That was absolutely terrific there from Chance Bunce. Awesome stuff. Only 2 points of difference now, heading into this last 10 minutes. What do you think Chance Bunce is saying to his boys to try and get that 2?
Well, they're in it
or
now.
More?
They were down by 8. They've put themselves back within 1 try. They're in it now. They just have to complete the set. There's still 10 minutes. You expect within the next 10 minutes, if the Warriors want this one, they'll get another opportunity. They just have to make sure when they get that opportunity, they take it, and they take it with open arms.
Absolutely, and I think that the biggest danger that the Warriors pose right now, and I'm going to sound a little bit not cliche. I don't know what the word is. A bit scarred from last week, perhaps. Isaac Simons hasn't scored yet. He's barely had any ball. He's been quiet, and unless the Knights can hear me, I think that Isaac Simons may be the game breaker if he gets a good kick return here.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. He knows how to break the line. That's another good run by Aaron White. Back and offload. This is good stuff by the Warriors.
Alright, we go left now. Snicko, bro. Oh, Snicko, bro! I can't see who it is. I think he's flooding Ash Crutcher, and he's got his team a great position. Take a bow, Snicko, as he plays the ball. It goes right. Hugh Snow, high kicker, looks shallow. Are they going to get to it? Yes, they are. White's got it, but he can't get an offload. Sorry, Gronk's got it. He can't get an offload, and it's going to be a handover. Snicko, bro. Oh! And an error here from the Knights. The Warriors are in prime position.
Thought for a second it was going to be penalty for offside, but now the Warriors have a beautiful opportunity to potentially take the lead.
Yeah, that penalty would have been drastic, as it's going to be Snow! He's close! I think he's gotten this ball down here, and I think that the 6 has put them in the lead.
I think that's fine to play in the grass. The Knights would not be happy with their ground tip because he hasn't cut the grass enough, because I think Cousteau's got his second. Scored
the lines are too thick, Lachlan.
He scored the first try of the game. Has he potentially scored the last one? We'll have to wait and see. 8 minutes to go. But the Warriors have the lead.
And here we go. The Warriors looking to try and keep their season somewhat alive. Although pending later results in the week, we'll see how realistic that is. As we have Hugh Snow kicking that one. And it's a 4-point lead now the Warriors' way. The Knights clinging on for dear life and trying to pull it out from under them. They'll have a couple big sets here from both teams.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how they how they go overnight. So they'll probably get another opportunity to overnight, you'd have to expect. But the Warriors, they've hit the lead. Now they've got to defend it.
Here we go as Hugh Snow plays the ball. Passes the ball down to Daniel Engo now. As we go, Nikau Awatare. Just taking the drive. They're just being conservative in this set here. As we go. Going right now. It's going to be Hugh Snow. And would this be the highest scoring game, Lachlan?
Highest scoring game, I believe, is a 40 to 26 game. So it's around 76 points. So not yet. We could still get there. Okay. But not yet. Yeah, definitely not yet.
Alrighty. Well, there we go. As we have just a good set there from the Warriors. Just trying to push it down to the end of this field here. And there we go. It's Hornet King on the kick return. Hornet King, he's got a bit of space and Bunce has brought him down. He says, not today, son. I'm here this time. As he goes, right, Lee. Now to Coda Diab. Diab playing this last 15 metres back on the field. They go right now. Oh, almost getting a penalty there. Is Sabatua. Brought down. As we go left now, it's going to be Mark Lee. Now Verdo. Fredo's going to be
much so far.
No, they haven't, and don't curse them, Lockie. As we got Christie out, looks like it was a bit forward. The Warriors complaining, and I don't blame them for that one. They were screwed by a potential forward pass last week. We got Mark Lee putting up a high kick. Who's underrated? It's Bunce, of course it is, and that is a great take under pressure from the skipper.
Yeah, I've got to say, Docklich with the long leverage, I thought he should have jumped for that one. I feel like if he jumps, he potentially gets it there, but it just waited. And yeah, not great stuff from Docklich. He probably should have jumped for it there, but now the Warriors going upfield. They're going to have to make sure this ball is as far downfield as possible to give the Knights the least chance.
The Absolutes have Chance Bunce now. Brought down, smashed into the ground. There was a bit of feeling in that one from Crutcher. And still just holding on to this very narrow 4-point lead as Aaron White tries to step. Brought down. Beautiful tackle from Mark Lee. Technique and all. And I think that's what you'd expect for someone that usually plays on the forward back. As we go left now, it's going to be Nanai. The big boy putting on a big kick. It's going to be Hornet King on the kick return. And, oh, beautiful from Joe McCartney. They'll be hard done by to get to the other side of the field here.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard. I think it'd have to be Docklich take a big run here. But there are dangers in the forward pack. I want to see him get his hands on the ball in the set.
So we've got Ash Crutcher now. Couldn't catch that A defender offside. But he's made some good meters for his team there. So we got, awkward juggle from Vreda. He almost cooked it.
It's going to be 40-20.
He wasn't expecting the pass. It's going to be a 40-20. Lachlan's called it. Called it. Doesn't look like it is anywhere near the angle. And Chance Bunce is going to take it on the kick return. Steps one. Can't get away though. And I think that the Warriors are just going to run this game out and just take down this clock, wind it down, and run away with it. Oh no, Snicko Bro wants to have another crack. Of course he does. Well, how could I ever think otherwise? As we go left now, Awatare. And they're just going to wind down this clock slowly. Not give any opportunities to their opposition as Joe McCartney goes to Hugh Snow. And that will be it. That's all we're going to have time for. It's the the Auckland Warriors coming away with a victory against the odds, 34-30, in what was a spectacular game of Simulation Rugby League this afternoon. It's been an absolute and a fantastic game to come back into it for the Warriors when they were down by 6 at half-time, and what was a spectacular turnaround.
Yeah, both teams, definitely had their opportunities, and I feel like just in total, the Warriors probably took more of them. The Knights had quite a few times they were attacking the line, but they just couldn't get over all the Warriors. They just kept pushing forward, and I feel like the better team won. It was close, though. A lot of good plays. Buds, I think he showed us why he's just such a good player. He played really good today.
Oh, jeez. King had a good game, hey. 248 metres, that's nothing to be upset about.
Yeah, it was a really good performance. I think a couple others, Ash Crutcher in defence, 30 tackles, 1 miss. Not bad for his first starting game at hooker. Mika Rashford also ran really well. Docklich and Pogson played well when they got their opportunities too.
Absolutely, they did. I think 5 line breaks and 4 from King and Rashford respectively just shows how much potential this club has in the future. It's good signs, really. They're two rookie outside backs, and they're looking that confident already, that comfortable and that dangerous. I think it's bright sides for the Knights' future ahead, and especially what's coming with next season, pending that they re-sign.
Yeah, look, I think those two players, Hone King and Mika Rashford, they have to keep hold of them. They can keep hold of them. They're just two players that they can build a franchise around. They can build their club around. You know, with Polston at the back, that would be an absolute amazing, players to keep. If Polston can make sure they keep hold of Rashford and King, because they're two amazing players in my books.
And Bawson's also had a good game. He had 110 metres. I was mostly concerned about how he'd play in defence, but he's got 20 tackles, none missed. I mean, you can't complain about that. He's also got 2 line breaks, 2 tackle breaks. So he had a very good game in that lock jersey.
Yeah, definitely. So I think, the Knights did come away with 2 points, but I think, the season's over now. I think there's a lot of positives to take away from that game for the Newcastle Knights. Despite not winning, they showed what potential they do have, and I feel like both teams played actually really solid, so I don't think it's necessarily the fact that Knights played bad. I think the Warriors were just better, Just take a look at, I think it's time to take a look at the Warriors stats here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
not the most line breaks, but 277 metres from Chance Bunce. With only 6 line breaks, that's a very good effort. Because usually you see, someone that runs that many metres, you'll see maybe 10 line breaks. 6 line breaks, 277 metres. Chance Bunce was doing a lot of the heavy lifting out there.
Yeah, he was very, very strong. Just always had to get his head to the ball. Even if he wasn't breaking the line, just getting his hands, helping out his halves. Hugh Snow probably played his best game I've seen him play.
Yeah.
2 tries was very, very strong. In fact, I think he was involved in 4 of the 6 tries the Warriors scored, which is not a bad effort at all. And
no, not at all. Terrific stuff from him.
He played very, very strong, Hugh Snow too. Probably his best game of the season, and he's had some pretty good ones. And I think he definitely was involved in when Corcoran's another one who played very strong too.
Yeah, he was good. And Joe McCartney, like I said, he was good. He got a try assist to his name and a try for himself as well. He was just good in defense and just good in putting those little kicks in, and just his running game. He was just having a solid game tonight.
Yeah, I feel like that's, John McCartney's been alright since coming the half-back. I thought that was his game. That was his best performance I've seen him put him since he's been back. Actually, in the halves at all. I still think that McCartney's probably more a hooker than a half, but he's played decent in the half since he's moved there so far this season, I feel. And in fact, they've been winning most of their games, so it's not a bad effort there from McCartney.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's been a very respectable showing from both teams. For the Warriors, they were very good tonight in that second half.
Yeah, they were. I feel like the Warriors, that was probably definitely the best performance of the season. They had a heartbreaking loss last week, but you come back and play how they did, they're still in finals contention now. If they can win next week, you never know. They haven't been 40 against to catch up with, but you never know if they can win next week.
You never know, and that is... Ain't that the truth in the SRL? And that's all we have time for tonight. Thank you very much for joining me in the commentary box, for joining Lachlan Martin in the commentary box. We'll see you very shortly for the next game of the round. Thank you, and stay tuned for more SRL action.
Pan 5.